Welcome back. My name is Dawie Rood, and I'm having a wonderful discussion with Zwelinzima, Vavi, my good friend. In your ideal world, will the state be in control, or the masses, or however you want to define this, of most, if not all, the means of production?
Most of the means of production will be nationalized and will be put in the hands of the people under the working class committees that will democratically control them to make sure that they are operated efficiently, to deal with corruption, and to make sure that at all times it is the interest of ordinary people that are advanced, not the interest of the Central Committee or the Politburo or the leadership.
Okay.
So obviously, learning from the Soviet Union, we should be very, very wary to just repeat the same mistakes that led to many people in their millions to run away from, from the system of socialism.
I want to ask you a bit of a practical, a philosophical practical question. And this is the question. You are in control now, or whatever system is in control of the means of production, and you must decide what to produce. How do you know what to produce?
The needs of the people dictate what is to be produced. People need food, people need clothes.
A simple example.
Okay.
Are you going to produce green shoes or blue shoes?
No.
This is a serious question.
Surely that's...
How do you know what to produce?
It will always be determined by even what the capitalist system calls it, the rules of demand and supply.
Exactly. So what are your rules? What is going to determine
the same,
what?
But it is not based on the interest of one individual. It is based on the interest of the collective.
Exactly.
The collective in any society wants a job, they want a living wage, they want a safe working environment, and people want to live in decent homes. People want to protect their environment.
This is a practical question. In a free market system, people vote continuously. They buy green shoes or blue shoes, or they buy black cars or white cars, or they, by exercising their right to acquire, to buy stuff, they vote continuously. And that is through that process. Resources are allocated continuously. In a socialist system that you are proposing, how do you know what to make? Because you, the committees, will decide to allocate resources, and you will, I promise you, always and continuously misallocate resources. How do you know what to make?
The reason why the capitalist system is always in a crisis is precisely because of that. There is a crisis at times of oversupply, of overproduction, and which leads to them being the most wasteful system. If you look at South Africa, we're throwing hundreds and thousands of tons of food because we want to keep food away from the hands of ordinary people in order to protect that supply and demand, that it is based on the size of the wallet instead of the needs of ordinary people.
Is it then therefore better to rather live in a society with shortages?
No. There will always be planning. The role of the state must be to plan. We have a population of 55 million. To feed them, we need to be producing food, and in these following areas that will make them healthier, and that will make them to have much more nutritious kinds of food. And so there will always be a discussion amongst our people that our health practitioner says we need of strawberry. We need to find of farms that plant that. We need more apples. There will always be planning, just like there is planning under the capitalist system as well.
As an individual, if I, as an individual, work harder than my next door neighbor, for example, or if I'm lazier than my next door neighbor, for example, will there be a difference in salaries, for example? If I decide I do not want to participate in a committee, a street committee, I want to go and stay by myself somewhere, will I be forced to contribute to the society?
The state will run campaigns about the need for people to stick together as a collective. individualism will be discouraged, and there will be much more emphasis on collectivism than me for myself and my family, and to hell with everybody else. That's
so whether I like it or not, I will be part of the collective. We've got some social media stuff. Can I handle that?
Right.
So let's hear from one of our viewers. We ask on social media what concessions you think the state or the Labour needs to make in order to revise or to revive our economy. A comment and a question from George on WhatsApp. He says, Mr. Vavi, when you at COSATU, I believe that believe in the rand devaluation. Yeah, this is a good question. They believe in the rand devaluation as a recessionary and unemployment intervention. In my view, that was uneconomics. Do you still think that it's the right approach to believe in a devaluation of the currency? That was your view some time ago.
People are distorting a very important discussion based on a different historical background and the realities of today that are completely different to the time when that discussion was.
Okay, no, I grant it. So what's your view now? Do you believe in a weak or a strong currency?
No. I believe in a stronger rand than what we are now. Okay. I mean, 14 rand, 15 rand, 16 rand has proven to be a disaster for the economy in South Africa. When COSATU was making that point, the rand, we believed that with many economists, that it was overvalued. It was sitting at around 5, 6, 7 against the dollar. We had felt that if we were to put the rand at about 9 rand, it will be much more competitive currency. But we didn't even see that as a single bullet solution to the crisis of the economy. We said that issue of a weakened currency, in order to make sure that we can drive the industrialization in the manufacturing sector, will be a good thing for the economy. We didn't mean devalue to the point that we're now sitting with 14 rand, 15 rand.
I take that. No, but in your socialist world, I guess the central bank will be responsible for maintaining a specific exchange rate?
Look, man, Davi, let me tell you that even as we speak, the Reserve Bank of the United States have a strong mandate, not only to look at the mandate of protecting the currency, but also to prioritize job creation. Most of the Reserve Bank everywhere say that you can't just have a single mandate. Your target can't just be about inflation. Your target must be development. Your target must be poverty eradication and so forth.
Really, just after the question.
We are the exception that we are allowing a Reserve Bank that only have one mandate.
I'm going to ask you, how the Reserve Bank is supposed to achieve that? But let's just take a quick break. We take more of your questions and comments after this break. So don't go away. I have a lot of fun.